Ben from the Herbstead. I know it's been a really long time. Life has been pretty crazy for us, and even right now as I film this, we're kind of in the midst of a big shift at the Herbstead in terms of my career. So yes, you'll have to bear with me. I'm so sorry that it's taken so long to get you a new video. I've also been dealing with some low motivation stuff, some maybe depression type stuff, so it's been a struggle. That being said, we're here, and today I want to share with you something that's pretty close to my heart here, and that is pest control. And if any of you are gardeners, you understand that pest control is huge in the garden. This is going to be for pests that are smaller, like cucumber beetles or squash bugs, which really over the past couple of years has been some of the worst pests for us. Of course, you've heard that we had deer and other mammals like rats, and those have caused their own major headaches. But the thing with the cucumber beetle and the squash bugs is that they are always the killer of us getting any zucchini or any squash or a good amount of cucumber. Some of the things you might see in your garden, if you look at one of your squash plants like a zucchini or a crookneck squash or anything like that, if you look at the base of the plant just sticking out of the ground, you'll notice these are knitted lines or little lesions, and even sometimes as bad as holes in your squash plant. That is one of those bugs. Go out and check in your garden and see if you're having any of those issues on your squash plants or your zucchini plant. And if so, you might benefit from these two items that I'm about to show you in this video. Those two products are diatomaceous earth and neem oil. If you've dealt with pest control in your own garden, there's a good chance that you've already heard about these options. So basically what I want to do today is I want to take you through my process for spraying and applying these two items to our squash and our cucumber beds. It's going to be pretty simple, and that's the big deal. For me, pest control has felt so overwhelming for the past 4 years that I even said this year, if we don't get watermelon or if we don't get any squash this year, I'm kind of done growing those things, which is really painful because those items are big producers usually. In most people's gardens, they usually can't give away zucchini fast enough. Well, I wish that was our problem, but it has never been our problem. So this year I said, we're gonna go all out on the pest control, hopefully, and I'm gonna try and really utilize these two items well. So let's go ahead and do a round around the garden. I'm gonna show you how I'm using it. It's gonna be pretty liberal, spraying things all over the place, covering the plants. You're gonna see a couple good bug shots where I'm catching some of the very bugs that we're actually trying to fight. And if you're like me and have a little bit of that paralysis because, well, there's so much to do, including trying to take care of all the pests, just know that you're not alone and that this might be a potential victory in that area for you as well. That's what I hope. So let's get to it. This stem is looking really good. I'm not seeing many bites along it. A little bit here and there, but there's nothing digging in just yet, which that's really encouraging. Over there we're starting to see a little more digging or chomping activity, it seems like. But not bad. Look at, we're actually growing something, folks. So here's a really good look at a stem just coming out of the ground, and you can see it's getting root worn, but really what I'm surprised to see is that there's no holes or cavities being formed, and really I'm pleased to see that. So my strategy with this diatomaceous earth has been basically just carpet bombing, which is, I don't know, for lack of a better term, I kind of just cover everything in it, as you can tell. Sometimes it's a much thicker layer. Wow, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just on this one plant, crookneck squash. If this works, we're gonna be inundated, and that's what I want. I want to just be overwhelmed. Check out these bad Larrys. Excited in a future video to show you the harvest of grapes that we get this year. For the first time we've really done a scientific approach to it, where we try to prune it right, and well, it looks like we did prune it right. Maybe this is a better angle. You can see all of the successful grapes that have been growing. So we'll see what comes of it. Maybe we'll make juice, maybe we'll make jelly, maybe in the future we'll try wine. Who knows? And if it fails, vinegar, you know? Okay, another place that I used this year was about a month ago, but the entire strawberry bed, because our strawberries were just getting decimated by all kinds of bugs, slugs, ants, centipedes, millipedes. I didn't realize that strawberries were that big of a target. I guess I kind of knew that in some ways they were, but so I dumped this stuff on top of the strawberry leaves, and then I ran my hand through and just sort of shook it into the underneath space. Nothing precise about it, but I just kind of wanted to cover the entire space with diatomaceous earth, and we saw a massive change quickly, actually. And so we ended up using up our whole first bag, half a bag, in about 2-week time period. And then I noticed that for the next 2 or 3 weeks, our strawberries were pretty untouched. So, big win here. Oh yeah, there's a house across the street now. Ta-da! Let's get this up. Can you tell where we weeded? Nah, it's not that different. It's a work in progress. But that is kind of the method that we're taking this year to, I don't know, manage our plants a little better from the pests. Julie has kind of said this a couple times, and I think it's right. This year kind of feels like the comeback year or the fight back year, whereas last year it was just one tragedy after the next with plants. Losing things to either pests, well, losing things to pests, whether that's deer, large size pests, mammals, or if it's just the little tiny things that you don't pay attention to, like cucumber bugs or squash bugs. Thank you for coming by the Herbstead today. I hope that this video is informational for you, and I hope that I have added to your repertoire of weapons that you can use in the garden to battle against low motivation, pests, and anything that's going to keep you from working on your own homestead. If you have any questions or comments about what I'm using or about how I use it, please leave them down below in the comment section. I'm not totally sure when the next time I'm going to be able to get something out to you guys, but what I'm hoping to do soon is a review of the 3 top used tools in my garden. So please keep an eye out on the Herbstead channel and see when that's coming out to you. I'm really excited to get in the garden and use those 3 things. And I think that you will be too after you see these reviews, or maybe you're already using them. As always, I'm Ben. Thank you for coming, and grow on.